In a world overflowing with information and pressure, people are increasingly curious about how the brain actually works, because it is a control center behind every decision, emotion, and creative spark. Have you ever wondered why sometimes you can memorize something instantly, yet at other times forget it just minutes later? Why a good night's sleep or a quick workout suddenly makes your mind sharper? Or why certain learning and working environments fuel your energy while others drain it? All these questions are addressed in a clear, engaging, and practical way by neuroscientist John Medina in his remarkable book Brain Rules. This is not just another popular science book. Brain Rules is written as a real-life guide to help you understand how your brain operates and how to optimize it in learning, work, and daily living. Through vivid storytelling, relatable examples, and science-based insights, Medina presents 12 fundamental principles about how the brain learns, remembers, thinks, and reacts. One of the most striking rules, introduced right from the beginning, is this: exercise makes you smarter. Our brains were built to move, and when the body is active, the brain doesn't just stay healthy, it becomes sharper, more flexible, and more creative. Medina begins by explaining that the human brain is not one simple organ, but a layered evolutionary system. We started with a lizard brain that keeps us alive, added the cat brain that manages emotions, and finally developed the cortex, the thin, wrinkled outer layer that gave humans symbolic reasoning, creativity, and cooperation. This three-layered brain is what enabled us to survive harsh environments and ultimately dominate the planet. Not through brute strength, but through intelligence and teamwork. A fascinating point is that the brain evolved in constant motion. Our ancestors walked long distances every day to hunt and gather, and this non-stop activity shaped a brain designed for movement. Medina cites numerous studies showing that exercise, especially aerobic exercise, not only improves circulation, delivering glucose and oxygen to brain, but also stimulates proteins that nourish and connect neurons. Just 2 aerobic sessions a week can cut the risk of dementia in half. From this first principle, the book unfolds into a series of equally compelling rules. Medina demonstrates that every brain is wired differently. No 2 people learn in the same way, store memories the same way, or even process information in identical patterns. Even identical twins have distinct wiring. That means applying a one-size-fits-all model to education or business is a fundamental mistake. Successful schools and companies are those that embrace customization, just like Amazon personalizes its homepage for every user. Another surprising revelation: the brain is incapable of multitasking. Our attention spotlight can only focus on one thing at a time. When we try to juggle multiple tasks, say, driving while texting, the brain constantly switches gears, wasting precious time and increasing error rates by up to 50%. Medina calls this the myth of multitasking, a dangerous illusion that undermines productivity in modern workplaces and classrooms. He also highlights the power of repetition for memory. Human memory is fragile. Most information vanishes within minutes unless reinforced. Medina advocates spaced learning, where reviewing material at fixed intervals strengthens pathways and moves knowledge into long-term storage. His classroom experiments showed that students who practiced structured repetition far outperformed those who relied on cramming. Beyond exercise, wiring, and memory, Medina devotes chapters to sleep, stress, and emotion. Sleep, he argues, is not wasted time, but essential to consolidating learning. Sleep-deprived brains struggle with focus, logic, memory, and even motor skills. A short afternoon nap, however, can dramatically boost performance. Stress, on the other hand, is the enemy of learning. While the brain is built to handle short bursts of stress, like escaping predators, it collapses under chronic pressure from toxic bosses, failing relationships, or ongoing family conflict. Prolonged cortisol exposure literally shrinks the hippocampus, crippling our ability to learn and remember. Medina also underscores the importance of sensory input and vision. We learn best when multiple senses are engaged simultaneously. Smell, in particular, has a powerful link to memory because it bypasses certain processing channels and connects directly with the amygdala. Yet above all senses, vision reigns supreme. Half of the brain's resources are devoted to sight, and humans are 6 times more likely to remember images than words. This explains why picture-based presentations are far more effective than text-heavy slides. The book further explores gender differences in the brain and the innate human drive to explore. Male and female brains, Medina shows, are structurally and biochemically distinct, reacting differently to stress and emotion. But perhaps most inspiring is his reminder that humans are natural-born scientists. Babies don't passively absorb the world. They test it, hypothesize, and experiment. Adults, too, retain this exploratory wiring, and companies like Google harness it by giving employees 20% time to pursue passion projects, which has led to groundbreaking innovations like Gmail. What makes Brain Rules stand out is not just its scientific accuracy, but its practicality. John Medina takes decades of research and distills it into clear, actionable principles that anyone can apply. The central message is simple yet powerful. Your brain is not fixed. It can be nurtured, trained, and optimized daily. The first and most actionable lesson: move more. Walk, run, dance, or practice yoga. Any kind of movement sharpens your brain. Instead of sitting endlessly in meetings, try walking meetings. Even a couple of aerobic workouts a week can transform not only your body, but your creativity, focus, and memory. The second lesson: honor individual brain differences. Every student, employee, and child learns uniquely. There is no universal formula for success. The key is to create environments where people's wiring is respected and where customization replaces rigid conformity. The third lesson: prioritize sleep and manage stress. In a culture that glorifies busyness, many sacrifice rest for productivity, only to find their minds foggy and unproductive. Likewise, enduring toxic stress erodes learning capacity and emotional health. True performance comes not from constant pressure, but from balance, resting well, nurturing relationships, and cultivating resilience. And finally, perhaps the most profound lesson: never stop exploring. Your brain is designed for curiosity and discovery, no matter your age. Ask questions, test ideas, embrace failure, and keep learning like a child. Exploration fuels innovation, joy, and growth. Brain Rules is not just a book for scientists. It is a guidebook for everyone: students, parents, teachers, professionals, and leaders. It offers a roadmap to understanding your brain and using it more effectively to live a smarter, healthier, and more fulfilling life. So if you are searching for a book that can truly change how you learn, work, and live, let Brain Rules be your companion. Start with small changes. Walk more, sleep better, review smarter, and above all, stay curious. Your brain is the most extraordinary machine you own, and you have the power to make it better every single day.